let's take stock of what has happened within Nigeria. It is one complete year since the elections results were announced. So what happened? One, the opposition decided to go to the Supreme Court to seek a redress of the matter because they did not believe in the results. Cherera 4 and the others came out to dispute the result even before they were announced. Thereafter, the president was sworn in. I would like to take stock of what has happened within that calendar year. From August 2022 to August 2023. August 15, 2022 to August 15, 2023. The elections were done and dusted at the Supreme Court. Thereafter, the president was sworn in and life went on as usual. So what has the president achieved in 1 year? What has the president failed to achieve? And what has the opposition managed to do within those 365 days of the announcement? So like today, 1 year ago, the people's president, Dr. Raila Amolo Odinga, was declared the fifth round loser, as Dr. William Samoei Ruto was declared the president in the highly contested election. Around 200,000 win margin. The president took over. What has he achieved? Number one, after the day immediately after swearing in, later that day at 4 p.m., the president swore in the 15 judges that President Uhuru Kenyatta had refused to swear in. That was the first milestone. Thereafter, secondly, William Ruto launched the subsidized fertilizer, which was retailing as at 500 instead of 7,000 that was there before. 3. William Ruto launched Azlafad. Azlafad has not been the big game changer that it was meant to be, but all in all, it was launched and the uptake was good. 4th, the president launched the housing plan. It was launched and it is the affordable houses are being constructed in several parts of the country. 5, the president promised us a reform in the education sector. The reform has come in so many ways. 1, the restructuring of CBC curriculum. 2nd, the restructuring of university higher education funding. 4, the restructuring of the TVET education. A lot has happened and a lot has gone unreported. Immediately after the election, the president escalated the levels of oversight of his government. That is, he made it mandatory for CS, CSs, and government officials to go to parliament to answer questions. So far, nearly all the CSs have been to parliament to answer several questions. 8, the government has stabilized the national debt. The government has stabilized the national debt. That is, the president within 1 year has reduced the budgetary deficit from 1 billion to 700 million. Equally, with President Uhuru Kenyatta's budget, the president was able to save 300 million that was supposed to be borrowed to finance the budget. The government has also been able to disburse the money meant for county government in July. It has never happened before. It was taking up to 4 months for the money to start getting disbursed. But the president has disbursed it within the first month of the fiscal year. Equally, the government has disbursed all CDF money to the constituencies, something that used to take up to 5 months to do. The government has supported the independence of the office of the Inspector General of the Police, giving them financial independence by giving them their own budget to run their own affairs. Ruto has also employed a higher number of teachers than has ever been in the Republic of Kenya. Ruto has created the independence of the judiciary by operationalizing the judiciary fund. Ruto has lifted millions of Kenyans from CRB. Those who are not able to pay the little money that was required to be paid are still in CRB. But those who managed to take the waiver have been delisted from the credit bureaus. The William Ruto government has entrenched CDF and NGAF fund into the constitution. The first thing that happened was CDF to be declared illegality, but it has now been entrenched in the constitution. The Kenya Kwanza administration is also in the process of entrenching in the constitution of the opposition leader in the government. It is going to be the constitution, and therefore whoever is the opposition leader will have now an office to run. So what has Raila achieved? Raila, since declaration of President William Ruto, has achieved the obvious. 1, he has rejected William Ruto as the president. 2, he has gone to the Supreme Court. 3, he has demonstrated and led people to death. He has demonstrated and led the maandamano. 4, he has worked as hard as it can practically be to get a share of the government. Handshake is what he has been working for. He has sent Samia Suluhu Hassan from Tanzania. He has sent Cyril Ramaphosa, one of the former Nigerian president. And finally, he has sent Senator Coons from America, who was the man who brokered the truce in 2018.